Hey everybody, it's ZGP and welcome to another episode of ZGP Reacts. As you can see from the last video, which was also the first video, I've taken to heart a bunch of can't see behind the thing. So I guess I'm going to be using my right hand. Since the last ZGP Reacts, I've taken to heart a lot of advice people have given me on how to run these different video setups. So I've got a completely different video setup now. I'm not going to use my crappy speaker just in case, so I'm not missing anything in the middle of the video. Today's video is going to be my blind reaction, Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Now, as many of you should know by now that have followed me on this channel for a long time, I am a huge fan of the Killer Instinct franchise. I like, Mortal Kombat. I've only played a handful of them, though, but Killer Instinct I've played. I own every single one of them. I love the franchise to death. And so before I even watch anything, I really want Glacius to win going into this because he's, it's just like it's pitting your friend over your enemy, It's like I'm going to go with him any day of the week. But in any case, let's just get started before this takes too damn long. Where's my cursor? There it is. All right, that is really loud on my headset, so let's turn that down.
The freezing chill of death is a horrifying thought. Whether it comes from being alone in the mountains, submerged in the Antarctic,
or if you're really unlucky, getting iced by one of these cool warriors. Wow, sorry, that was bad, even for me.
That was really bad.
Sub-Zero, the cryomancer ninja of Mortal Kombat.
And Glacius, the icy
yeah,
with
Glacius.
A killer instinct. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle. Ah, sweet. They're going back to the old stylings of how they actually do the graphic for the death battle. Neat.
Their rival splinter group, the Shirai Ryu. Desperate to claim victory in the bloody conflict, the Lin Kuei resorted to drastic means of recruitment for able-bodied soldiers, no matter what age they were.
So, kidnapping children?
Kidnapping children.
Kidnapping children.
Well, at least they got to be ninjas. I bet their tiny little bodies would be even stealthier.
Turns out 2 of these kids just so happen to be descendants from a race of extra-dimensional beings experienced in the art of ice magic.
I did not know that Sub-Zero was an alien. Well, I guess that makes it a little more fair now, doesn't it?
And the finest warriors in the clan.
And whether it started as a joke or he just thought it was badass, Bihan adopted a brand new name,
Sub-Zero. Definitely badass. I don't think it was a joke. I think it was just to be badass.
You regret forever when you're older.
Edgelord.
Fierce and driven, he became directly responsible for the complete annihilation of the rival Shirai Ryu clan.
Unfortunately for him, one of them, called Scorpion, survived. Well, kind of. And decided to kill him right back. Which obviously pissed off Kuei Lang, who decided to do the same to Scorpion, and got it. It's like high school drama, but with murder.
Striving to
was that
honor
Robot
his
Chicken?
fallen brother,
I think it
Kuei
was.
Lang assumed his brother's mantle as the champion of the Lin Kuei. Sub-Zero was reborn.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero is a master of Shotokan karate, and
I'm not gonna lie, he was my main in Mortal Kombat.
Martial arts with his deadly cryomantic abilities.
Subby can freeze the moisture in the air to do tons of stuff. He can make his own personal slip and slide.
Yeah, don't diss the cryomancer.
He can form all sorts of weapons out of thin air, like daggers, swords, or even ice hammers.
It's like I play Blue Knight when I play Castle Crashers, because ice is awesome.
So cold, it instantly freezes anybody who touches it.
This can be achieved through Sub-Zero's Ice Blast projectile, or the Ice Clone technique, both of which completely immobilize his opponent for
even in midair.
Attacks.
I've never understood that one.
Perfect sculpture of himself? Why doesn't he go into the ice sculpting business? Dude would make a killing. Ooh, just, not the literal kind. He's got that down already.
Sub-Zero can also implement his cryomancy and ninja talents in what appears to be near-instant teleportation, an unexpected ability which baffles even his fellow assassins.
Yeah, but
I didn't know about the teleportation thing.
As turning into a friggin' polar bear.
To be fair, though, the last Mortal Kombat I played was Trilogy on the N64.
And best of all, after
I'm
subduing
behind.
his enemy, Sub-Zero has no qualms about tearing them to bloody shreds with one of his fatalities.
Taking after his dear old bro's favorite form of murder, Sub-Zero can rip a person's head off with their entire spinal column in tow. This one's for you, Bihan. If he's feeling particularly nasty, Sub-Zero will toy with his opponent. he'll encase their lower half in ice and force them to watch helplessly as he tears them in half. Or for a quick death, he'll put them in a deep freeze that shatters like glass.
At most, it takes Sub-Zero approximately 4 seconds to freeze a person in place, which in real-world physics is completely impossible. To induce full-body frostbite in that
His
time,
fatalities
he would
get
have to lower
more
the
ridiculous
surrounding
with each
temperature to
game. I'm not even
-6.5
lying.
million degrees Fahrenheit.
That's a stupid amount of cold.
13,000 times colder than absolute zero, to be exact, making it a temperature which literally cannot exist.
And yet still not as cold as my ex-wife's heart.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Brutality.
Sub-Zero has more than earned his reputation
Something tells me
as
that
one
was
of the most
planned.
fearsome fighters in the Mortal Kombat universe. He's strong enough to break titanium statues with a single chop, quick enough to dodge an oncoming rocket, and he defeated some of the best warriors across multiple dimensions. Like the lizard dude Reptile, and Taven the half-god, who single-handedly defeated dozens of Lin Kuei assassins. He's beaten his rival for life Scorpion several times, and even took on Batman?
Through sheer willpower, he survived injuries no normal
I didn't
person
think.
could walk
Well,
away from,
you know what? That
like
stuff's
getting
gonna be
torched
canon.
in the
Why
face
not?
by a flamethrower, or being double impaled through the torso, and then torched again.
Whoa, that's a lot of blood. Like, how does he have any left?
I know, right? But that pales in comparison to when he underwent the procedures which turned him into a cyborg, and then was blown apart and reassembled into human form while still conscious.
There was a
Damn,
cyborg
tough son of a
Sub-Zero?
bitch.
But don't overestimate him. Although Sub-Zero keeps company with powerful spirits, undead wraiths, and immortal gods, he's not one of them. He may have incredible powers, but he's still just a mortal man. Also, his emotional baggage and desire to live up to his brother's name has clouded his judgment more than once.
Okay.
But that didn't stop him from becoming Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. He changed their goals, turning them to the side of good, and even formed an alliance with his old rival Scorpion over a nice brunch. Life couldn't get any better. And then they found dragons!
Shirai Ryu, dog. Lin Kuei scum! Death is more honor than you deserve.
Well, I've learned something new,
Beyond
a couple
our
new
solar
things
system,
about
advanced civilizations are governed by the 88
Sub-Zero
decrees.
today.
Should anyone dare violate these laws, they will find themselves targeted by the Galactic Marshals.
AKA
Is that what they
Space
changed it to?
Cops. One of these alien officers was sent to Earth to investigate an eerie distress signal, but he was shot down by the world-dominating corporation called Ultratech. You know, evil Walmart.
Ultratech had
Evil
reverse
Walmart.
engineered equipment
No, just
from the alien
Walmart.
crash some decades prior, the Roswell incident. However, the use of advanced technology by less developed species is a clear violation of the 88 decrees.
Not
Kinda
that
like
they
if you
would
saw a
know,
chimpanzee
clearly though.
Pick up a flamethrower. It'd be awesome, but you'd want to take it away real quick.
Determined to correct these wrongs and return home, the alien marshal set his sights on bringing Ultratech to their knees and recovering his lost technology.
I've
And if he
actually
couldn't,
never
he'd just
known
blow
the
it all up.
backstory
It was
to
Ultratech who codenamed him Glacius.
Glacius before. And I know there's not a whole lot of lore in the
Glacius
Killer Instinct
wasn't always
universe.
known for his fancy ice powers. Actually, he comes from a race of aliens with weird telekinetic abilities.
By manipulating simple molecular structures, Glacius can use the environment nearby to create armor around his inner body.
What's
That
that
came in
skin?
handy when his
I haven't
ship
seen
was
that one
in
yet.
Antarctica,
Is that
and
new?
He lost his native shell.
So he had no choice but to make a new shell out of ice, which permanently turned him into an abominable snow monster.
With this new body, Glacius developed a fighting style to make the most of his new capabilities.
Glacius prefers to fight at a distance, using his long-range ice-bending attacks. He
Which
can turn his limbs
might
into
give
huge
him an
ice
edge
lances
against
to keep
Sub-Zero.
enemies at bay, create spiky hail projectiles.
I mean,
and
fuck, even his
summon
close
spiders
quarters
of ice
techniques are
right
still
under his
technically
opponent.
long range.
Did he just punch that guy with an ice sculpture of himself?
More or less, that is the Shatter Technique, a powerful burst of energy which summons a mysterious uppercutting ice sculpture.
Perfect for opening up some
Why
sick
not?
combos on his foes. Still, for all his keep-away game, you'd think he'd be a total chump up close. But remember how he can move ice with his mind? Well, he can melt it too, including himself.
By turning his body into liquid, he can evade oncoming attacks, surprise opponents from below with the aptly named Puddle Punch, and even
The Puddle
completely
Punch!
dissolve
I
people
can't believe they
instantly.
actually used
And
that.
as an added precaution, he can summon extra ice to his body to serve as thicker armor. though his molecular telekinesis is too limited to maintain this armor for long periods of time.
All
He
right.
may be made of ice, but Glacius can still hit hard enough to launch opponents several stories into the air, including the 550-pound Fulgore units Ultratech is known for.
He's cunning enough to not only
that's not
infiltrate
much,
Ultratech's
unfortunately.
highly guarded facilities, but also surprise attack its highly advanced robotic CEO, Arya. Before making his move, by Arya's own calculations, Glacius was able to drop the temperature of the entire room by 122 degrees Fahrenheit in 0.026 seconds. That's a quarter of a tenth of a second.
Just like Sub-Zero, he can lower a person's temperature by like thousands of degrees to freeze his opponents completely solid. And then he makes them explode with his mind.
Maybe Glacius's real name is Kelvin, because that's colder than absolute zero.
Feel like
That was bad.
some sort of nerd joke.
Yes, it was.
That was bad.
Yeah,
But
you're not allowed to make a
Wiz
joke ever
appreciates
again.
it.
Oh, why do you gotta be so cold? Anyway, in Glacius' mission to bring down Ultratech, he battled and defeated dozens of killer robots, a zombie pirate, a genetically engineered dinosaur fighter, and a werewolf.
He even killed Cinder, the guy who's
Yep.
made of friggin' fire. You know, opposite ice.
Glacius is ridiculously intimidating, but he does have a weakness. His natural body within the ice is fragile and defenseless. His entire fighting style is built around keeping foes away for this very reason.
So, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Glacius?
That's gross.
What? He looks like a giant popsicle with legs. Come on.
You know what, Boomstick? You're fucking weird.
Finally said it.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, all this talk of these cold people makes me think of refrigerators, which makes me think of food. So here we go.
Another Blue Apron ad.
Now,
I guess
man,
while they're
let's
doing that, I
good
can
old
talk
cooked
about
meal.
my
Going out
I
to
can talk
buy
about
or
my
hunt
predictions. Let me just turn this down a little bit. But I mean, like, I don't know. I learned a lot of new things about Sub-Zero today, and I didn't know that Glacius was, so sensitive on the inside. But I do think that even though Sub-Zero, even though they probably won't be able to harm each other with ice, which, is each other's specialty, while they might not get an advantage from the ice stuff that they can do, at the same time, Glacius can make it work for him. Again, I still heavily lean on I want Glacius to win this fight because I think more Killer Instinct characters have won than, in their respective matches than have lost. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this is just another one to put on the belt that goes to Killer Instinct in this regard. But it's like, I don't care. I'm not going to get pissed if Glacius loses. I just really want him to win. So that's my take on this fight. But it looks like we're getting back to the death battle. So let's watch. I really like this art style. As much as I appreciate the 3D that they do, I really like this.
Your race is new to me. You will know the chill of death. Fight!
Looks like they're able to trade pretty easily. Don't diss the puddle punch. Glacius is coming out with a lead. So far, I'm feeling good about this.
Challenge accepted. You're a formidable warrior, but you lack conviction.
He probably added that to his armor. Wait! Holy shit! Fuck! God damn it. You don't do that to me.
And all, but that was just ice cold.
Glacius and Sub-Zero seemed to be a near match in terms of cryomantic abilities, but it was Sub-Zero who had the training and the power to bring Glacius down.
I figured that's where it was gonna
Sub-Zero
go.
has fought ninjas, robot ninjas, secret agents, movie stars, gods, and even fellow ice warriors. Glacius really didn't have anything Subby hadn't seen before.
And while their speed was fairly similar, Sub-Zero's impressive reflexes and ninja-like skills gave him one of the most important edges in this fight. He could maneuver around Glacius's keep-away strategy, and his teleportation kept him a step ahead, even able to avoid Glacius's liquid form. And while Glacius did possess a minor form of telepathy, there's no evidence to suggest that it was used for anything other than direct communication.
Sub-Zero could take a lot of hits, so he wasn't going down easy. But if you put their defenses side by side, Glacius's ice armor does seem better. But it really didn't matter because Subs could just chop right through it.
Sub-Zero could shatter titanium statues
I guess
in a
that's
single
fair.
blow, a feat which requires at minimum 63,000 pounds of force per square inch. And titanium is obviously tougher than ice. Assuming Glacius' shell is composed of blue ice, the purest and toughest form ice can take, it would still only take at most 57,000 pounds of force per square inch to crack his entire body in half.
And he didn't even need to go that far. Just get to the squishy insides in the middle. I guess you could say that Glacius had his expectations shattered.
The winner
These
is
ice
Sub-Zero.
jokes.
Hey, I'm Ben, I play Wiz, and I'm about to show you the matchup for the next death
Oh,
battle. And
yes,
after that,
let's
please
see
click
that.
that button over there to try a first membership and see the next episode before anybody else. Thanks for watching.
I mean, I would, but I can't afford that. Android 18 versus... Is that Power Girl? Captain Marvel. Well, I was happy, and then I was sad. I mean, like I said, I can't be surprised. I mean, all the evidence there is sound. I'm not going to be one of those fanboys that wants to ride Glacius dick all the way to the comments section and say, well, Sub-Zero shouldn't have won because I can live with that. It's not like, you know, it's like I knew usually when there are two sides of a death battle that go into it, almost always the side with more lore usually comes out on top because there's more, I'm not gonna lie, there's more bullshit for them to pull from. You know, because it's like even the small insignificant things in terms of a death battle, you know, stuff that was just kind of one-timey and silly can make a big impact on death battle. And unfortunately, with Killer Instinct, there's not a lot of lore. You know, there's only 3 games versus Mortal Kombat, which has God knows how many incarnations at this point. So I kind of figured that's what it would come down to, and sure enough, it did. So, but at the same time, you know, I greatly enjoyed it, and I'm not saying it was a waste of my time, but I am a little disappointed because, you know, a fighter from my favorite fighting game of series of all time, you know, kind of lost out to one of the mainstream things. So, you know, it's just kind of frustrating in that regard, but I guess there's really nothing that I can do about it. But in any case, so I'm recording this at the time it goes up. I'm going to wait until tomorrow to put this up, just to give a chance for everybody to see this one first. So this will be technically tomorrow's upload, but whatever. When you guys see it, it'll be out. I'm still in the middle of recording Final Fantasy IV. I'll see you guys in the next episode of that. But in the meantime, I don't know if there's anything I'm going to react to next. Not anything really in the cards for me lined up just yet. I'm thinking about doing some stuff on, you know, like, it's funny. I'll actually save that for a different video so this one doesn't run too much longer. But in any case, definitely go subscribe to Death Battle. In fact, you should be watching that first. I should have said this at the beginning of the video. I'll definitely put a link in the in my description below that you should definitely go watch that first. And then come watch this one. But it just so that everybody knows. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button to become more awesome than you already are. And don't forget to follow me on all the social media things. And that's it. So this is ZGP Plus signing off, and I will see you guys later.